Welcome to The Deep Dive. We're the place you come to, well, cut through the noise and get straight to the stuff that really matters. Today we're digging into a book that honestly has made huge waves. It's James Clear's Atomic Habits. You probably heard of it. It's everywhere. Our mission, our goal today is to really pull apart the best bits for you. We want to show you how the book says you can build good habits, finally kick those bad ones, but also why these tiny little actions can add up to, well, huge changes in your life. Think about this. What if you could actually get like 37 times better at something in a year just by improving 1% each day? Sounds kind of crazy, right? But we're going to unpack how Clear says that's totally possible. It's a powerful idea.
It really is. And, in today's world with so much information, so many quick fixes being thrown around, what Atomic Habits does so well is offer really practical, actionable stuff. It's about changes that actually stick, not just, those big efforts that fizzle out.
Yeah, sustainable. That's key. Okay, so let's dive in. The basics. Atomic Habits, James Clear, came out in 2018. It's self-help, motivation, runs about 320 pages, and people love it, like 4.8 out of 5 stars online. Impressive. The main message, super simple really. Small, consistent steps lead to big results over time. But that 1% thing, it sounds so small. What's the magic behind that number, and what exactly does he mean by atomic habits?
Well, that 1%, it's easy to dismiss, right?
Yeah.
But it's all about the power of compounding, like interest in a bank account, but for your life. We tend to want these massive overnight changes, but Clear shows how tiny, almost invisible improvements add up exponentially. It's that consistency that matters, way more than intensity. And atomic, think fundamental building blocks, like atoms making up molecules. These are the tiny core actions that build your entire system of behavior. Change one little atomic habit and it can actually trigger a whole chain reaction. Okay, that makes sense. These tiny blocks, building something bigger. So how do we actually do it? How do we engineer these changes? Clearly lays out a kind of blueprint for all habits, right? The habit loop.
Exactly. Every single habit, good or bad, follows this 4-step pattern. First up is the cue. That's the trigger. Think of your phone buzzing. That's a cue.
Right.
Then comes the craving. That's the motivation, the desire. You want to see that notification.
Yeah, I definitely feel that one.
Then the response, that's the actual habit itself. You pick up the phone, you open the app.
Okay.
And finally, the reward, the satisfaction you get. Maybe it's information, maybe just distraction. But that reward reinforces the whole loop, makes you want to do it again.
So cue, craving, response, reward. Got it. Now, the really interesting part, how do we use this? Clear gives us rules, right? Practical rules tied to these steps. Precisely. 4 laws, basically. And they work both ways for building good habits and for breaking bad ones. It's quite elegant, actually. So rule 1 is about the cue. For a good habit, make it obvious. Want to floss more? Put the floss right next to your toothbrush. Can't miss it.
Simple enough.
And for a bad habit, the opposite. Make it invisible, hide it. Trying to eat less junk food. Don't keep it on the counter. Put it away. Make it hard to see.
Okay, rule 1, obvious versus invisible. What's next?
Rule 2 targets the craving. For good habits, make it attractive. Pair something you need to do with something you want to do, like only listening to your favorite podcast while you exercise.
Ooh, I like that. Temptation bundling, right.
Exactly. And for bad habits, make it unattractive. Think about the downsides. Reframe it. Maybe remind yourself how sluggish you feel after eating junk food. Or, change your phone to grayscale, make social media way less appealing.
Grayscale.
Yeah.
Interesting tactic. Okay, rule 3.
Rule 3 is about the response. For good habits, make it easy. Reduce the friction. Want to read before bed? Put the book on your pillow.
Removes that barrier of having to find it or decide.
Precisely. And for bad habits, make it difficult. Increase the friction. Want to watch less TV? Unplug it after use. Put the remote in another room. Add steps.
Makes sense. Adding friction. And the last one, rule 4.
Rule 4 deals with the reward. For good habits, make it satisfying. Give yourself an immediate, small reward after completing the habit. Finish a workout, enjoy a smoothie right after. Track your habit and see the streak grow. That's satisfying.
That visual progress, yeah.
And for bad habits, make it unsatisfying. Introduce an immediate consequence. Maybe have an accountability partner you have to, say, pay $5 to every time you skip a planned workout. Or just thinking about the negative feeling after indulging.
Unsatisfying. Okay, obvious. Attractive, easy. Satisfying for good habits. Invisible, unattractive, difficult, unsatisfying for bad ones. That's a really clear framework. But Clear also talks about something deeper, doesn't he? Not just doing things, but being someone. This idea of identity-based habits.
Yes, and this is, I think, one of the most profound parts of the book. It's shifting from focusing only on outcomes like losing weight to focusing on your identity. So instead of, I want to run a marathon, it's, I am a runner.
But how does that actually work?
Yeah.
If I want to be a writer, but I barely write, how do I start believing I am a writer?
You start with small wins. Each time you perform a habit, even a tiny one, it's like casting a vote for that identity. Write one sentence. That's a vote for, I am a writer. Go for a 5-minute walk. That's a vote for, I am a runner. These small actions build evidence, and over time, that evidence shifts your self-perception, your identity. It becomes self-reinforcing.
So the actions build the belief, not the other way around.
In a way, yes. The belief and the actions grow together, and focusing on the identity makes the choices align more naturally. A healthy person just makes healthier choices most of the time.
That connects nicely to another big point he makes, environment design. How much our surroundings influence us, often without us even noticing.
Hugely important. Your environment is like the invisible hand shaping your behavior. Simple example. If you keep fruit out on the counter, you're more likely to grab it.
Right, make it obvious.
Exactly. Hide the cookies in the back of the pantry. Make it invisible. Make it difficult. It's about consciously designing your space, your home, your office, to make the good habits easier and the bad habits harder. It reduces the need for constant willpower.
Which we all know runs out eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the loop, the 4 laws, the identity shift, environment design. This is great theory, but let's get really practical now.
Yeah.
For you listening, what are some quick, actionable tips from the book you can, use today?
Okay, a really powerful one is habit stacking. You linked a new habit you want to start onto one you already do automatically. The formula is basically, after I current habit, I will new habit.
So after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 1 minute.
Perfect example. You use the momentum of the existing habit to launch the new one. It takes the guesswork out of when you'll do it.
Smart. And what about getting started? That initial hump can be tough.
That's where the 2-minute rule comes in. This is fantastic for procrastination. The idea is scale down any new habit so it takes less than 2 minutes to do.
Less than 2 minutes? You're like, how?
So read every day becomes read 1 page, do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take out my yoga mat, run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes.
Okay, I see. It's just about starting, lowering that activation energy.
Exactly. It's ridiculously easy, so you can't really say no. And the funny thing is, once you've started, once the shoes are on, once the mat is out, you often keep going. But even if you don't, you've still reinforced the habit of starting.
That's brilliant. Okay, habit stacking, 2-minute rule. What else helps keep things going?
Habit trackers, visually tracking your progress, putting an X on a calendar, using an app.
Yeah, I find those really motivating, seeing the chain build up.
Right. It taps into that make it satisfying rule. You don't want to break the chain. And connected to that is a really important mindset. Never miss twice.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means life happens. You will miss a day sometimes. You'll skip a workout, eat something unhealthy. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. The key is to just get back on track immediately the next day. Don't let one missed day turn into 2, then 3, then completely falling off. 1 miss is an anomaly. 2 misses is the start of a new, unwanted habit.
Never miss twice. That feels achievable, actually. Less pressure than being perfect.
Exactly. It builds resilience.
So looking at the book overall, what are its biggest strengths? Why has it resonated so much?
Well, first, it's incredibly clear and easy to understand. James Clear breaks down complex psychology into really simple terms. No jargon overload. Second, it's super practical and actionable. You finish reading a chapter, and you have concrete things you can try right away.
That's definitely true.
Third, it's based on science. It draws on psychology, neuroscience, biology. It's not just one person's opinion. There's evidence behind the strategies. And finally, I'd say it's just universally applicable. It doesn't matter if you're a student, an artist, an athlete, a CEO. The principles work for improving almost anything.
Those are strong points. Any downsides? Any potential weaknesses or things listeners should be aware of?
Perhaps the main thing is, if you've read a lot of self-help books, especially on habits or productivity, some of the core ideas might feel a bit familiar. Concepts like starting small or environment design aren't totally unique to this book.
So maybe some repetition for seasoned self-help readers.
Potentially, yeah. But I'd argue Clear synthesizes them and presents them in a particularly compelling and actionable framework. Even if you've heard bits before, the way he puts it all together is very effective.
Okay, fair enough. So who is this deep dive really for? Who gets the most out of applying these ideas?
Oh, definitely anyone looking to build good habits. Exercise, reading, learning, meditating, healthier eating, anything like that. Also, anyone struggling with procrastination or feeling like they just, waste time and aren't making progress on their goals.
That's probably a lot of us.
For sure. And crucially, anyone wanting to break bad habits, things like too much screen time, mobile phone addiction, staying up too late, smoking, negative self-talk. The book provides specific strategies for dismantling those patterns using the same 4 laws.
So pretty broad applicability then.
Very broad, yes.
All right, as we start to wrap up here, for me, the really big idea, the thing that sticks, is just the sheer underestimated power of those tiny, consistent efforts. And that shift from focusing only on goals to building reliable systems, that feels like a game changer.
Absolutely. And that's captured perfectly in, I think, one of the most quoted lines from the book. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
That's powerful.
It really is. It sums it all up, doesn't it? Your ambition is great. Your goals are important. But what actually determines your results day to day? It's the habits, the routines, the systems you have in place. That's what catches you when motivation fades. It shifts focus from wishful thinking to practical structure.
Okay, so a final thought for everyone listening. Based on everything we've talked about today, the habit loop, the 4 laws, identity, environment. What's one tiny atomic habit? Maybe using that 2-minute rule, or one small change to your environment. What's one thing you could implement, maybe even today? Leveraging one of those rules, make it obvious, attractive, easy, or satisfying. Something to start building the identity you want. What could that 1% improvement look like for you right now? Give that some thought. Let those little atoms start building. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. Until next time.